Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, bringing you a review of the Chibimaru King Ghidorah, the third kaiju model kit from Fujimi, joining Godzilla and Kyu, and there's also a Maser tank and some generic tanks. One of Toho's big five was released, and collectors want to know, is it worth the hassle to build this model kit and clear a spot on the shelf? Well, it's the Heisei incarnation, it looks like, and fans are also on the fence about that. So, you know what? How about I don't say it this time? Nah, let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. King Ghidorah here is simple. Bright, intense gold plastic with red mouths and white teeth. Very similar to the special color version SH Monster Arts. That's it as far as detailing from the factory goes, minus the decals, which is a bit upsetting because the prototype that they showed had a nice darker scheme to it. It works, and you can indeed fix it up since, it's a model kit, and that's what a lot of you are going to say. It's a model kit. But it's also supposed to be complete from the box as they promoted, so no, that's a moot argument. Anyway, I wasn't perfect with clipping the pieces from the runners and so forth, so there are some nubs, but generally this guy looks nice in some spots. Everything looks nice and spiky. This guy is made of a hard plastic, so the details are kept wonderfully, but there's also this golden swirl effect where in some spots, say on the wings, as you'll see, looks good, but in others, like maybe in some of the links on the tail, not so much. We have basic details for the eyes and the mouths, which were slightly difficult to fix and put on, but not overly hard. Not like Godzilla or Kyu for me, or Kiryu, whichever one you would prefer, guys. Let's have a little give and take on the pronunciations, okay? Okay. One issue I have is that nothing snapped together perfectly for me, and that there will be seams everywhere on this model kit. Admittedly, that is something to be expected for something like this. However, it is much more noticeable on King Ghidorah, and I mention this because some parts fit together much better than others. For example, I thought I goofed at one of the neck parts, and when I tried to detach everything and pop everything apart, I snapped one of the connection pegs. Not very good there. There's also a little trick you can use with the eye decals, which I'll talk about that in a minute, and that's pretty cool. So, yeah, in sum, there are some issues with the construction of the model kit that I had, but it looks pretty good with some flaws in the finished product. Though, hey, you know what? Maybe because I have big hands and it's a smaller model kit, you just might have better luck than I did. Speaking of eyes, King Ghidorah comes with two sets of eye decals. One set of realistic looking orange and brown eyes, which I showed you here on mine, and another set being all yellow with one black brownish line, which gives King Ghidorah a more chaotic look. I prefer the orange and brown ones, but you can even mix and match them, or you can do whatever you please. There's even a way where you can test and retest, which I have in my recorded video of when I put this together. That's right, I recorded myself building this entire kit, and I even show you a little bit of that technique here. If you'd be interested in that video, it'd be around half an hour long. Drop a comment and let me know, and I will begin editing that video. Okay, so Chibimaru Godzilla kit. Yeah, they've all been not great when it comes to articulation. Reason being is that there are pretty much all ball joints here, as you'll see for the wings, and the sockets that are used, they're very soft plastic, and yeah, so you're already seeing how great the articulation is here, but you know what, we at least have some. So what do we have? The jaws move around on a ball joint, which is cool. They open and close. You can get a little bit of a Monster Arts Godzilla 1994 thing going on here, where it just, doesn't necessarily line up correctly, but that's okay. The tongues are supposed to move, but big hands, and they do, but not so much. And that's actually something, I unfortunately don't have the box anymore. That's something that they promote on the box, and even in the promotional materials, on different websites, they even say, hey, the tongue moves. So it's like, what? Why would you do that if that is the most you can get? I mean, that's nothing. But anyway, so the head, it actually has no movement when connected to this portion of the neck. Nothing. But we have 1 connection, 2 connection, 3 connection of ball joints. And that is about as much as we get here. So something really cool, and I know people are going to complain about this comparison, but something that the Monster Arts can do is you can get Ghidorah to sort of have his neck point up, and then you can point just this portion down. So this way his neck is like straight up and he's pointing down kind of like that. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, if you can get his neck up, that's it. Down, that's it. Yeah, so you can't have him pointing down. You can't have his head pointing down in that pose. So it's kind of weird. He's always looking off into the distance, or he's kind of looking down. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, whole bunch of ball joints in the neck. Good range of movement. Not the best. It's good. Could be better. But being loose like that, that's no good. That's no good. We have nothing in the main body here. No ab crunch, nada. It's all one big literal shell. Hopefully you can hear that. We have ball jointed hips, so you can move those around. Pretty neat. We have ball jointed ankles, so you can spin those around. Pretty cool. The wings are better than the Monster Arts. They're on ball joints. 1 small ball joint, which is pretty cool. So you can move those up, down, and around. You can get them in a whole bunch of neat flight poses, which is awesome. That's something, next section, you're going to see what accessories he comes with. Should have had a flight stand. That would have been really cool, yeah, but, you know, it is what it is. So wings, we can move those around, which is cool. And then the tail is just like the necks. We have 1 connection, 2 connection, 3 connection, except for here we have 4 connections. So nice and spiky. Again, not the best range of movement here, but we do have some movement, and you can twirl the tails around if you want. So that's pretty cool. So overall, I would say the articulation on this Ghidorah, it's enough to slightly change up the pose, but nothing really to write home about. It's just kind of there, and yeah. So basically, the articulation is there, so this way you will have a different looking Ghidorah slightly than I will. Which is, you know, okay, I guess. Now for accessories. King Ghidorah, unlike Godzilla and Kiryu before him, no accessories. No gravity beams, no interchangeable parts, nada. That's a shame, but I guess given the size, that's why. I mean, even 1 gravity beam would be nice, but guess you can't have it all. And, of course, here is your size comparison, because what review would be complete without one? He is small, 5 inches with the wings, so don't expect a big figure. However, he's got a long tail length, so be sure he has enough depth on the shelf. So, buy now, skip, or wait for that deal. Ghidorah looks nice, not exactly like the prototype, that's okay though, but those seams will be off-putting for some. Articulation is fiddly as with the others, so, you know, it is what it is, and we don't get any accessories. Personally, the build process for me was about a 3 on a scale of 5 of difficulty, with the need to look at the instructions and getting things wrong a couple of times. But it really wasn't terrible. All in all, this wasn't a bad model kit experience. I do like the final product, so if you like what you've seen so far, this is a definite buy. And with the holidays coming up, if you have a younger kaiju fan you want to spend some time together with, this is a great product. Or if you have a kaiju fan you just want to get them something really cool, this is definitely a product to consider. Which makes me think, maybe there's a video in store for that. But anyway, at the end of the day, I would say that this King Ghidorah model kit is a definite buy. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description, too, to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links, like the credits for this video, and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.